Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Without further ado, let's get into the thread. Today's thread: what is the worst thing that a person can put on their bio on a dating app? All right. A list of requirements. Anytime I saw I am not into the drama, that person usually had the most drama in their life. All right. You know, I'm not on dating apps, if I'm being honest with you. And so I can't really weigh into this too much, but I'll try my best. But a list of requirements? All right. Hey, man. Text me on IG. Okay. I mean, even the comments are saying, yeah, it's an Insta swipe left. That's a good one. Even worse when it's Snapchat. Oh, facts. Facts. If it's Snapchat, they got a significant other. Yeah. If it's Snapchat, bro, they on that dating app cheating, bro. I mean, yeah, because Snapchat is the cheating app, bro. Oh, my God. If your significant other got Snapchat, bro, they're cheating. They're cheating, hands down. When their answer for a prompt is, I don't know, just ask. Okay. I'm an open book is a pet peeve up there with fluent in sarcasm. Oh, God. Everybody puts that thinking like they're special and some shit. Like, bro, everybody is acting like they're sarcastic. Everybody is fucking... everybody trying to be unique, you know? It's great that you're an open book, but I'm trying to get a sense of if we are compatible. So show me some pages. All right. Insulting the gender that they're trying to attract. All right. I love when their bio is just one big red flag on how bitter they are. Damn, that's fucked up. He said, yo, your whole bio is just... God damn. Like, you can't complain about always meeting shitty people when your profile is literally only going to attract shitty people. Facts. Let's try this again in their bio after they just got dumped by a Tinder date they met last week. Oh my God. Hey, okay. Women on Bumble with message me first or some variation of I don't message first. Nigga. Do they not know how Bumble works? You have to message me first in order for me to message you. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Do they not know how it works? Like,
stop it. Get some help.
Please, because you don't know how Bumble works. Fucking A. Two issues there. One, it looks like you copy-pasted your bio from another profile, which could seem lazy to some. And two, it's Bumble. Women have to message first. Otherwise, the conversation doesn't happen. If you're not copy/pasting a bio from another app, the implication is you don't know the app or you don't know how the app works. You don't have any intention of messaging people and are on the app for what? Facts, bro. That is ridiculous. I'm never on here. Message me on insert their IG. That's literally a follower harvester. Yeah. That's probably like an OnlyFans girl that's on there, and she's just like trying to get people to follow her Instagram and shit. That'd be crazy. I know there's a lot of girls that like use dating apps to funnel dudes over to their Instagram and then being funneled into their OnlyFans. It's like what is it? I believe it was Tinder. I want to say it was Tinder. Maybe they've been cracking down on that shit because they're like, bruh, nah. Complaints about their ex. Why? Why would you mention your ex in your bio? Yeah, maybe they really sucked or maybe you're the problem, but clearly you're still hanging on to them. That's facts, bro. God damn, that's facts. Like, dude, I'm controlling Just came across this one. Appreciate the transparency, but that'll be a no for me. All right, maybe that works. I don't know. He out here trying to get the psychopath bitches, I guess. Like, what? You're controlling? Ooh, I'll take that. Yes, sir. Like, all right. When they're like, actually, I'm 21, not 27. Made a mistake when signing up. Come on, man.
Stop the cap.
Like, bro, you know you put that because you out here trying to get younger girls. Like, come on, bruh. Come on, man. You're trying to get younger girls to think that you're older. Like, come on. Like, bro.
Stop the cap.
Come on now. Come on. I make a lot of knee-jerk assumptions whenever someone has entrepreneur in their bio. 90% of the time, it's just a pyramid scheme they bought into. Very rarely have I seen that term used legitimately in social media bios. Yeah, sadly, man, entrepreneur just... I mean, fucking strippers say they're entrepreneurs. Fucking OnlyFans girls say they're entrepreneurs. I mean, anybody with a Twitch account or a YouTube account, they say they're an entrepreneur. Like me, I do this podcast, but fuck no, I ain't no entrepreneur. What are we talking about here? You know, like, dude, I do this podcast, sure, because I enjoy it and I hope to make money, do it, and I hope to do it full time one day or whatever. But it's like, I can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur because I have a podcast. No, that's like saying I'm an entrepreneur because I stream to 5 people. It's like, bro, you know what I mean? Or, you show your ass on the internet, or you show your ass on the internet and in real life. It's like, come on, man. And that's just, like I said, there are people with legitimate entrepreneur businesses out there, 100%. But they're very few far in between, if I'm being honest with you. And there's very few far in between that actually make money off their entrepreneuring ventureship. Let's say that. I'm not like other guys or girls. Again, that goes back to that unique shit. And come on, man, you ain't that unique.
Stop the cap.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. You over here just like, oh, I'm not like everyone else.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, you are. Just you saying that proves that you are. Come on, man. Like if you're actually unique, show me how you're unique right off the bat. You know what I mean? Show me right off the bat that you are that unique person. Because if you have to say it, you're not. All right, let's just keep that on dope. Might not be the worst thing possible, but the most confusing thing I see a lot with women's profiles is their main picture being just an image of their kid. Not them with their kid, just their kid. It doesn't make sense. Is this profile for your kid? Why else would you make them the main picture of them by themselves? I get it, you love your kid, but you're trying to date someone, not advertise your kid. And then one of the comments is like, that's alarming. So many predators out there. Yeah, dude. Man, it's like one of those things where it's like, hey, is this actually like an auction or something? You know what I mean? Just saying. But hey, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Blank profile that says I'm up for anything. Bruh, what? What made you think that, okay, I'm going to put up a blank profile and I'm going to get matches? Huh? Like, what? Huh? How does that make sense? Okay. All right. Cool. Fluent in sarcasm. Okay, we went over that one. Wow, so edgy and unique. Yeah, okay, we're going to move on. Just their Snapchat, nothing at all. List of things they don't like in women. A quote from The Office. So many examples. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, if they got their Snapchat and that shit, bro, they have a boyfriend or girlfriend. All right, and they out here cheating. Out here cheating like a motherfucker. And then, again, how do you put nothing on a dating bio and expect people to match with you? Come on. List of things they don't like in women. Bro, are you allergic to coochie? You know what I mean? You don't go on a date with a girl and tell her everything that you don't like about her. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, women don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear what you don't like about them. Come on, bro. And then a quote from The Office. Like, again, man, you're not unique. You know, like, bro, stop. All right, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
It's just stupid. It's stupid at this point. All right. Don't use this app often. Find me on IG. Immediately tells me that they're not serious about dating and either want to accrue social media followers or just have a bigger hookup pool. Yeah, you know, like I said, I'm not on dating apps, so this is very eye-opening to me. I don't know that they do this type of shit. I'm just kind of going with common sense, if I'm being honest with you. And so, you know, when their about me says, just ask, or I suck at these, anything you want to know, just ask, that's likely the same amount of effort they'll put into conversations, planning dates, relationships, etc. I also don't like when people put an obvious nickname instead of their legal first name. Yeah, oh, dude, the whole nickname thing, that's ghetto as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's ghetto as fuck. If you out here gonna put a nickname in there, nah. Because let's be honest, man, a certain minority of fried chicken lovers are. Oh my God, I'm kidding. But we all know them niggas out there. They the only ones that be doing that shit. You know, you don't really be seeing some Mexican people. You don't even really be Mexican people. They actually use their middle name, which I've noticed. Women especially, they use their middle name versus they use their first name. But they don't be out here, you know, talking about like, oh yeah, man, I'm, you know, Mick Evie or some shit. I don't know, or Slumdog Killionaire. Like, man, like, come on, bro. Like, you out here on Xbox and shit. Like, my God. A detailed description of their genitals. And I know that's only dudes, bro. Because there ain't no way a girl is doing some shit like that. Like, you guys out there.
Stop it. Get some help.
Because it's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing, bro. What are you doing? Really? What are you doing? Over here putting in your bio a detailed description of your penis. God damn. Because I know no girls are doing that shit. Come on, man. God damn. When they set their locations as USA or their job as don't worry, I work, or something else stupid and vague, I might want to know if you're 4 hours away working for Hannibal Lecter before we start chatting. You know what this has proven to me? This thread, just in the 13 minutes that we've been in this fucking thread. All right, it's only taken me 13 minutes. It should have even taken me least amount of time. But I don't really do dating apps like that. I'm not on dating apps. I have a significant other, so I don't do that shit. But in the 13 minutes I've been in this fucking thread, what I've noticed is that dating is actually not hard. It's fucking people who make dating hard. You know what I mean? Because this is outrageous. The fact that people put such little effort and they expect maximum result. It's like, bro, if you're putting nothing in your bio, if you are putting, hey, if you want to know something, just ask me. If you are putting detailed descriptions of your genitals, if you are putting the least amount of effort in your fucking bio, and then you're expecting massive amounts of, you know, matches and people to want to talk to you and stuff, bro, what the fuck do you expect? I feel at this point, even if you put just a little thought into it and a little creativity into it, you'd probably get the max amount of matches. Why? Because you at least put some fucking thought into your shit and you're not copy pasting what every other motherfucker is doing. Now, can some of these guys get away with this shit and can some of these girls get away from this shit? Yeah. Why? Because they're probably, you know, attractive enough right off the rip. Like a guy who is a fucking Chad, he could get away with putting some dumb shit in his bio and a girl will probably be like, he's 6'1" and he's super, attractive. Sure. Why not? Why? Because that's what she sees right off the bat. And so she kind of likes more what she sees than what she's reading. A lot of times she probably won't even read the nigga's bio. She's just like, oh shit, that dude is attractive. Bam. You know what I mean? So he doesn't have to put anything in his bio. But for all you fucking 90% ass niggas, you gotta put some effort into that shit. Either that or get up off these dating apps. I've always said it. Dating apps are a waste of time. I mean, you can go back in, to the early stages of my podcast, and I've always said dating apps are a waste of fucking time. All right, I'd much rather cold approach a girl and meet a girl out in public and meet her in a place or whatever the case may be, so I can see her, she can see me, we can assess body language, we can assess vocal tone, all that kind of stuff. We can actually connect on something instead of trying to do it through these plastic monstrosities that we cling to. It's like, dude, I can't gauge her likeness through the phone. You know what I mean? Like I could be texting a girl for an entire week before I actually meet her. And then when I actually meet her, it's like starting from zero. So it's like, what's the point? Oh, the point is you actually got to meet her. Well, is she really worth meeting if I'm wasting all this time texting her and then I meet her and I start over at zero? What was the point? You know what I mean? What was the point of that? When I could go out and meet a girl and, I find her attractive. I walk up to her, wow, you're really beautiful. I love, what is your name? Oh, what do you like to do? This and that. Oh, would you like to hang out and go do something? Oh, you would? Okay, cool. Go ahead and give me your number. Then we're texting, and now the texting means something because when I meet her, I'm not starting over at fucking zero. But with this bullshit, you meet the person and then you're starting over at zero. And it's like, what did you actually do? Nothing. Fucking nothing. Dating apps are such a waste of time, but people waste their time on them. It is ridiculous. Oh my God. Sorry for the rant. It's appalling to me to see this. It really is. It's appalling to me. It's like, dude, can we normalize fucking walking up to people and talking to them? Like, is it that hard to walk up to somebody and talk to them and have a normal conversation? I guess it is now because people are so tied to these plastic monstrosities that we carry around everywhere we go. Don't get me wrong. My phone deals with a lot, especially because I do the podcast and stuff like that. So my phone deals with a lot and I do have to keep it on me every day. And, I even have to delegate my workload, to an iPad because if I'm being honest with you, my phone can't do it all, so I have to delegate half of my work to that. But when it comes to dating though, you take all of the other stuff out of there. When it comes to dating though, it's like, why not just meet a person out in person? What is so bad about that? Like, people do not get out of their house that much. Like, you have days off of work, right? Okay, if you have some days off of work, do your thing during the day and then go to a bar at night. Even if it's by yourself, whatever the case may be. You see somebody, you approach them, you talk to them. Like, I don't know, man. I don't want to sit here and blame, it's Gen Z, it's Gen da-da-da-da. Like, I don't want to blame that bullshit because at the end of the day, people are people and it doesn't matter what generation you come from. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? All these other outside bullshit factors that people like to blame, they like to do the society blaming. I think that's dumb as fuck. No, people can meet people. It's just, you have to have the willingness to fucking go out and do it. And I think that's what it is people just don't have the willingness to go out and fucking do it. And those people are going to sit there and whine and cry talking about dating is hard. Like, dude, like me, I met my significant other literally working. Like, dude, I met her at work and I was just like, whoa. And it was still a cold approach kind of situation because I didn't know her and I thought she was cute, and she thought I was just helping her out, and I was just like, no, I think you're cute, like get my number. And then we hung out, and we hung out as friends or whatever. But it wasn't a thing where it was like, I'm texting you for fucking months and then we meet up and it's like I'm starting all over again. We're strangers all over again. If you think about that show Catfish, every time the people would meet up, like say they are the person, and you're like, whoa, they're the person. They are who they are in the pictures and all that good stuff, but then they meet and it's awkward as fuck. Why? Because they had been talking for 5-6 years, whatever the case may be. And then they meet each other and it's like starting all over again. So those 5 to 6 years meant nothing in the grand scheme of things. Yes, you can make the argument of, oh, well, if they didn't spend that time talking to each other, whatever, it would have never gotten to this point. But it's like, okay, but they could have been spending that 5-6 years actually in a relationship instead of in a relationship with their cell phone. Like I'd much rather have a relationship with a physical person than with my phone. I don't know, man. I'll never get it. I'm done with this thread though. Dating apps are a fucking joke, dude. Usually I'll do around like 30 minutes of the thread, but this thread is just fucking garbage. It's ridiculous. I don't even want to deal with it anymore. All of it is the same crap. It's the same shit. I chose this thread because I was like, ooh, this might be interesting. There might be some funny shit in there. And no, it's just a bunch of dumb people who are just wasting their time. And I don't even want to waste my time anymore on this. All right, so I'm out of here. Instant transmission. Goodbye. All right, so we'll get into the announcements and then we'll get into the next segment. Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. If you want an episode every single Friday, an exclusive episode every Friday, and the ability to send in your scenarios to the show. Patreon's the place to do it, man. $3 a month, and you can send me as many scenarios as you want. You get an exclusive episode every single Friday, baby. Thank you guys for all the support on TikTok. The TikTok has been growing crazy big. Thank you guys so much for all that support. It means the world to me, okay? Really, really does. When you guys like the videos, when you comment on them, a lot of times I don't even give a fuck if you like them. I like when you comment, if I'm being honest with you. I love hearing you guys' feedbacks. I still want you guys to stitch and do all that kind of stuff. I hope you guys would, still do that. YouTube.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast, all one word. Am I the Asshole Podcast, all one word. A lot of people don't even know that I do a video portion of this podcast. Like, hey, there is a video version of this podcast. It is on YouTube. Go check it out. If you are you're primarily an audio listener, don't worry about it. That's cool. I ain't tripping on it, man. If you're a primary and audio listener, go ahead and click the support the show link. That'll go ahead and take you to the Patreon. And if you're on everything, this includes everything, Linktree will take you to the YouTube and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, if you want to show support like that, that's great. I'd appreciate it. Please rate the podcast. Rating the podcast helps out a lot, man. It gets your boy pushed in the algo a little bit. So, we have a pretty good rating. If I'm being honest with you, I can double check the rating, get an accurate, representation. But yeah, man, we're at like a 3.9. So I would love to get that rating up, man. I'd love to get it into the 4s. But I mean, I wouldn't have that great of a rating if it wasn't for you guys. So, supporting the show, coming back every week, downloading the episodes every week. Like, I think that is super awesome. I love you guys for that stuff. But that's going to do it for the announcements. Without further ado, let's get into chapter 2 and maybe chapter 3 of Haunting Adeline. I have actually been excited. I've been waiting all week to listen to more of this book, because if you saw last week's episode for Haunting Adeline chapter 1, woo, a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Me, I don't normally read books like this. I'm not really into this or whatever. I just wanted to add something new to the show and, experience something new. I think that this is what this show is for. It allows, to experience new things. So I'm down with it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into Haunting Adeline, Chapter 2. So let's get this started.
Chapter 2. The Shadow.
Aw, shit.
The screams of pain bouncing around the cement walls are getting a tad annoying. Sometimes it sucks being the hacker and the enforcer. I really fucking enjoy hurting people, but tonight I have no goddamn patience for this whiny asshole. And normally I have the patience of a saint. I know how to...
Oh, sorry.
Chapter 1.
No.
The Manipulator.
Okay, no, hold on. I am so sorry. I chose the right one. This is the right one. Okay.
Chapter 2.
Okay, sorry.
The Shadow. The screams of pain bouncing around the cement walls are getting a tad annoying. Sometimes it sucks being the hacker and the enforcer. I really fucking enjoy hurting people, but tonight I have no goddamn patience for this whiny asshole. And normally I have the patience of a saint. I know how to wait for what I want most. But when I'm trying to get some real answers and the dude's too busy shitting his pants and crying to give me a coherent response, I get a little testy. This knife is about to go halfway through your eyeball, I warn.
Oh,
I'm not even
shit.
going to show you any mercy and shove it all the way through to your brain. Fuck, man, he cries. I told you that I just went to the warehouse a few times. I don't know anything about some fucking ritual. So you're useless, is what you're saying, I surmise, inching the blade towards his eye. He squeezes them shut as if skin that's no thicker than a centimeter is going to prevent the knife from going through his eye. Fucking laughable. No, he pleads. I know someone there that might be able to give you more information. Sweat drips down his nose, mixing with the blood on his face. His overgrown, greasy blonde hair is matted to his forehead and the back of his neck. Guess it's not actually blonde anymore since most of it is painted red now.
Oh, shit.
I had already cut off one of his ears, along with ripping off 10 of his fingernails, severed both Achilles' heels, a couple of stab wounds in specific locations that won't allow the fucker to bleed out too quickly, and too many broken bones to count. Dickhead won't be getting up and walking out of here, that's for damn sure. Less crying, more talking, I bark, scraping the tip of the knife against his still closed eyelid. He cringes away from the knife, tears bubbling out from beneath his lashes. His name is Josh. He's one of the operation leaders in charge of sending out mules to help capture the girls. He's a big deal in the warehouse, basically runs the whole thing there. Josh what? I snap. He sobs. I don't know, man, he wails. He just introduced himself as Josh. Then what does he look like? I grind out impatiently through gritted teeth. He sniffles, snot leaking down his chapped lips. Bald, has a scar cutting across his hairline, and a beard. You can't miss the scar, it's pretty fucked looking. I roll my neck, groaning as the muscles pop. It's been a long fucking day. Cool. Thanks, man. I say casually, as if I haven't been torturing him slowly for the past 3 hours. His breathing calms, and he looks up at me through ugly brown eyes, hope radiating from them in spades. I almost laugh. You're letting me go? He asks, staring up at me like a goddamn stray puppy dog. Sure, I chirp. If you can get up and walk. He looks down at his severed heels, knowing just as well as I do if he stands his body will go pitching forward. Please, man, he blubbers. Can you help me out here? I nod slowly. Yeah, I think I can do that, I say, right before I swing my arm back and plunge the entirety of my knife through his pupil. He dies instantly. Not even all the hope has vanished from his eyes yet, or rather his one eye.
Ooh.
You're a child rapist, I say aloud, though he's no longer capable of hearing me. Like I'd let you live. I finish on a laugh. I slide my knife from the socket, the suction noise threatening to ruin any dinner plans I had in the next several hours, which is annoying, 'cause I'm hungry. While I do enjoy myself a good torture session, I'm definitely not a dickhead that gets off on the sounds that accompany it. The gurgling, slurping, and other weird noises bodies make when enduring extreme pain and foreign objects being plunged into them is not a soundtrack I'd ever fall asleep to. And now for the worst part, dismembering it into bits and pieces and disposing of them properly. I don't trust other people to do it for me, so I'm stuck with the tedious, messy job. I sigh. What is that saying? If you want it done right, do it yourself. Well, in this case, if you don't want to get caught and charged for murder, dispose of the body yourself. It feels like 10 o'clock at night, but it's only 5 p.m. As fucked as it is after dealing with human body parts, I'm in the mood for a mean-ass burger. My favorite burger joint is right off of 3rd Avenue, and not too far of a drive from my house. Parking is a bitch in Seattle, so I'm forced to park a few blocks away and walk there. A storm is rolling in, and soon sheets of rain will be descending on our heads and shoulders like ice picks. Typical Seattle weather. I whistle an unnamed tune as I walk down the street, passing shops and an array of stores with people bustling in and out like a bunch of worker ants. Ahead of me there's a bookstore lit up, the warm glow shining onto the cold, wet pavement and inviting passers-by into its warmth. As I near, I notice it's packed full of people. I spare it a single glance before moving on. I don't care about fiction books. I only read the ones that are going to teach me something, particularly about computer science and hacking. By now, there's nothing those books can teach me anymore. I've mastered and then surpassed it. As I'm turning my head to look at some other shit, my eyes get caught up on a board right outside the bookstore, a smiling face beaming back at me. Without permission, my feet slow until they're glued to the cement sidewalk. Someone bumps into me from behind, their smaller stature barely knocking me forward, but it does manage to jolt me out of the weird trance I fell into anyway. I turn to glare at the enraged guy behind me, their mouth opening and gearing up to cuss me out, yet the second he gets one look at my scarred face, he takes off into a half-walk, half-run. I'd laugh if I weren't so distracted. Before me is a picture of an author that's hosting a book signing. She's fucking incredible. Long, wavy cinnamon hair brushed over dainty shoulders, creamy ivory skin with freckles dotting her nose and cheeks, light and sporadic without overwhelming her innocent face. Her eyes are what draw me in. Sultry, slanted eyes, the type that always looks seductive without trying. They're nearly the same color as her hair. A brown so light it's unusual. One look from this girl and any man would be on their knees. Her lips are pouty and pink, stretched into a radiant smile with straight white teeth. I note the name below the picture. Adeline Riley. A beautiful name fit for a goddess. She doesn't have that plastic beauty you see lining the magazine rack. Though she could easily make it on one of those covers without Photoshop and surgery, her features are natural. I've seen a lot of beautiful women in my life. Fucked a lot, too. But something about her captivates me. It feels like a hurricane is at my back, pushing me towards her and leaving no room for resistance. My feet are carrying me into the bookstore, my black boots soaking the welcome mat at the entrance. The only lingering scent filling the air is one you attain from used books, though convoluted from the large group of people congesting the area. This small structure wasn't built to house more than the 10 large bookshelves lining the left side of the room, the small checkout desk on the right side, and maybe 30 people. Now, there's a large table in the middle of the room where the author sits, and at least double the occupancy limit packed in the stuffy store. It's too hot in here, too crowded. And one asshole beside me keeps picking his nose, his dirty hand touching all over the book he's holding. I glimpse Riley on the cover. Poor girl, forced to sign a book that probably has boogers all over it. I open my mouth ready to tell the fucker to stop looking for treasure in his nostrils when it feels like heaven's gates open up. In that second, the people in front of us seem to part at the perfect angle, providing me with a clear view. I only see her from the corner of my eye at first, but the small glimpse is enough to send my heart into a tailspin. My head turns like one of those creepy bitches in an Exorcist movie, slow, but instead of an evil smile, I'm sure I look like I just found out that there's evidence the earth is actually flat or some shit, because that's also fucking laughable. Oxygen,
Facts.
words, coherent thoughts, all that shit escapes me when I get my first look at Adeline Riley in the flesh. Shit. She's even more exquisite in person. The sight of her has my knees weakening and my pulse racing. I don't know if God really exists. I don't know if mankind has ever walked on the moon, nor do I know if parallel universes exist. But what I do know is that I just found the meaning of life, sitting behind a table with an awkward smile on her face. Taking a deep breath, I find a spot against the wall in the back. I don't want to get too close yet. No, I want to watch her for a while. So I stay in the back, peeking through dozens of heads to get a good look at her. Thank God for my height, because I'd probably barrel through everybody if I were short. A tall, willowy woman hands my new obsession a microphone, and for a brief moment the latter looks like she's ready to bolt. She stares at the mic as if the woman is handing over a severed head. But the look is gone in seconds, barely there before she slides her mask in place, and then she snatches the microphone and brings it to her wobbly lips.
Before we start...
Fuck. Her voice is pure smoke. The kind you really only hear in porn videos. I suck in my bottom lip, biting back a groan. I lean against the wall and watch her, absolutely enthralled with the little creature before me. Something inexplicably dark arises in my chest. It's black and evil and cruel, dangerous even. All I want to do is break her, shatter her into pieces, and then arrange those pieces to fit against my own. I don't care if they don't fit. I'll fucking make them. And I know I'm about to do something bad. I know that I'm going to cross lines that I will never be able to come back from. But there's not an ounce of me that gives a fuck. Because I'm obsessed. I'm addicted. And I will gladly cross every single line if it means making this girl mine. If it means forcing her to be mine.
God damn.
My mind has already been made up. The decision fortifying like granite in my brain. At that moment, her wandering eyes slide right onto mine, clashing with a force that nearly sends my knees to the ground. Her eyes round in the corners ever so slightly, as if she's just as enraptured by me as I am by her. And then the reader before her is pulling her attention away, and I know I need to leave now, before I do something stupid like kidnap her in front of at least 50 witnesses. No matter. She won't be able to escape me now. I've just found myself a little mouse, and I won't stop until I've trapped her.
April 10th, 1944. My visitor is here, outside my window, watching me while I write. My hand is trembling, and I cannot tell if it's from fear or not. I couldn't explain this feeling if I tried. I've attempted to write down these feelings, explain them, but no words seem to suffice. I suppose the best way to describe it is thrilling. I don't know what is wrong with me, but something is very wrong, needless to say. When our eyes connect, my breath shortens, my blood catches fire. It feels as if an exposed wire is resting on my flesh. It's a visceral reaction, and I fear I'm becoming addicted to it. He's coming closer now. I keep meeting his eyes, getting distracted from my writing. It's becoming common now, my distractions. John has begun to notice. He peppers me with questions, asking what's on my mind. How do I tell the man I love that I'm thinking of another? How do I tell him I've begun to picture another when my husband kisses me, when he touches me? My visitor is retreating, slipping off into the darkness. I fear this man, but yet I am still far too intrigued.
Hey, yo, homeboy is, woo, goddamn, that nigga's a man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That nigga's a man. He was just like, shit. He was like, I want to break her into a million pieces and then fit her into my own. And I don't care if the pieces don't fit. I will make them fit. God damn, bro. Hey, homeboy. Woo. Shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Homeboy was, he was like, this is my obsession. I am obsessed with this girl. And all he did was see her through a window and was just like, oh, she's kind of cute. Walked through the door and he's just, man, god damn. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's get on to the next chapter.
Chapter 3. The Manipulator. This isn't how I imagined I'd spend my Friday night. Digging around in the walls of an old-ass house with God knows what kind of creatures trapped inside. I'm just waiting for a rabid squirrel to jump up and latch onto my outstretched arm, driven mad with hunger and willing to eat anything due to so many years being trapped in the walls. Nothing but bugs to keep it fed. My arm is shoulder deep in the goddamn hole Grayson created, a flashlight held tightly in my grip. There is just enough space to fit my arm and part of my head in at an odd angle to look around. This is stupid. I'm stupid. The second I heard the door hit Grayson's ass on the way out, I inspected the damage. It's not a massive hole, but what gave me pause was the rather large gap between the two walls. At least 3 or 4 feet of space. And why else would it be built this way if there wasn't a reason? It feels like a magnet is pulling me towards it, and every time I try to pull away, a deep vibration travels through my bones. The tips of my fingers buzz with the need to reach out, to just look inside the fathomless void and find what is calling my name. Now here I am, bent over and stuffing myself in a hole. Suppose if I couldn't get mine stuffed tonight, I might as well get my action this way. The flashlight on my phone reveals wooden beams, thick cobwebs, dust, and bug carcasses on the inside of the wall. I turn the other direction and point the light down the other side. Nothing. The webs are too thick to see much, so I use my phone like a baton and start tearing down some of them. I swear, if I drop it, I'll be pissed. There will be no getting it back, and I'll have to get a new one. I wince from the feel of the hair-like webs brushing across my skin, imitating the sensation of bugs crawling on me. I turn back towards the left and shine the light one more time. I bat down a couple more cobwebs, ready to just give up and ignore the siren call that got me into this dumbass situation in the first place. There. A little way down the hall is something glinting off the light. Just the barest hint, but it's enough for me to jump in excitement, knocking my head off the thick drywall and sending flakes tumbling down in my hair. Ow! Ignoring the dull throbbing in the back of my head, I rip my arm out and rush down the hallway, guesstimating the distance on where I saw the mysterious object. Grabbing a picture frame, I unhook it from its nail and gently set it down. I do this several more times until I come across a picture of my great-grandmother sitting on a retro bike, a bundle of sunflowers sitting in the basket. She smiles wide, and even though the picture is black and white, I know she's wearing red lipstick. Nana said she'd put on her red lipstick before she'd put on the coffee. I pull the picture from the wall and stifle a gasp when I see an army green safe in front of me. It's old, with a mere dial for the lock. Excitement burns in my lungs as my fingers drift over the dial. I've discovered a treasure. And I suppose I have Grayson to thank for that. Though I'd like to think I would have taken these pictures down eventually for the sake of no longer having my ancestors look down on my extremely questionable decisions. I'm staring at the safe as a cold breeze washes across my body, turning my blood into ice. The sudden freezing temperature has me turning around, my eyes sweeping the empty hallway. My teeth chatter, and I think I even see my breath puff out of my mouth. And just as quickly as it came, it dissipates. Slowly, my body warms up to a normal temperature, but the chill down my spine lingers. I'm unable to tear my eyes away from the empty space, waiting for something to happen, but as the minutes tick by, I end up just standing there. Focus, Addie. Gently setting the picture down, I decide to brush off the weird chill and Google how to break open a safe. After finding several forums that list a step-by-step process, I run off towards my grandfather's toolbox, collecting dust in the garage. The space was never used for cars, even when Nana owned the house. Instead, generations of junk collected here, consisting mainly of my grandfather's tools and some odds and ends from the house. I grab the tools I need, run back up the stairs, and proceed to force my way into the safe. The old thing is pretty shitty in terms of protection, but I suppose whoever hid this box here didn't actually expect anyone to find it. At least, not in their lifetime. Several failed attempts, bouts of frustrated groaning, and a smashed finger later, I finally crack the sucker open. Using my flashlight again, I find 3 brown leather-bound books inside. No money, no jewels, nothing of value, really. At least, not monetary value. I hadn't been hoping for those things, honestly, but I'm still surprised to find none, considering that's what most people use safes for. I reach in and grab the journals, reveling in the feel of the buttery soft leather under my fingertips. A smile breaks across my face as I trail my fingers over the inscription on the first book. Genevieve Matilda Parsons. My great-grandmother, Nana's mother. The very woman in the picture concealing the safe. Notorious for her red lipstick and bright smile, Nana always said she went by the name Gigi. A quick look at the other 2 books reveals the same name. Her diaries? They have to be. Dazed, I walk to my bedroom, close the door behind me, and settle down on my bed, legs crossed. A leather cord is wrapped around each book, holding them closed. The outside world fades as I grab the first journal, carefully unwrap the cord, and open the book. It is a diary. Every page has an entry written in a feminine script, and at the bottom of each page is my great-grandmother's trademark lipstick kiss. She died before I was born, but I grew up hearing countless stories about her. Nana said she inherited her wild personality and sharp tongue from her mother. I wonder if Nana ever knew about the diaries, if she's ever read them. If Genevieve Parsons is as wild as Nana said she was, then I imagine these diaries have all sorts of stories to show me. Smiling, I open the other 2 books and confirm the date on the first page of each book to ensure I'm starting from the beginning. And then, I stay up all night reading, growing more disturbed by each entry. A thump from below wakes me out of a restless sleep. It feels like being ripped from a deep, persistent fog that lingers in the recess of my brain. Blinking my eyes open, I stare at my closed door, focusing on the faint outline until my brain catches up with what I heard. My heart is well ahead of me, the muscle beating inside my chest rapidly while the hairs on the back of my neck rise. A cloud of unease rolls in the pit of my stomach, and it's not until several seconds later that I realize the sound I heard was the shutting of my front door. Slowly, I sit up and slide out from under the covers. Adrenaline is coursing through my system now, and I'm wide awake. Someone was just inside my house. The sound could have been anything. It could have been the foundation settling, or shit, even a couple of ghosts roughhousing. But just like when your gut is telling you something bad is going to happen, mine is telling me that someone was just in my fucking house. Was it the person that pounded on my door? It has to be, right? It's too much of a coincidence to have a stranger deliberately trek over a mile to the manor just to bang on the door and leave. And now they're back. If they ever left at all. Shakily, I get up from my bed, a cold chill washing over me and puckering my skin into goosebumps. I shiver, nabbing my phone from the nightstand and pad lightly over to the door. Slowly, I open it, cringing at the loud creak that rings out. I need the Tin Man to oil the hinges on my door just as much as I need the lion's bravery. I'm shaking like a leaf, but I refuse to cower and let someone walk around my house freely. Flipping the switch on, the few working lights flicker, illuminating the hallway just enough for my mind to play tricks on me and conjure shadow people residing just beyond the light. And as I slowly make my way towards the staircase, I feel eyes from the pictures lining the walls watching me as I pass by. Watching me make yet another stupid mistake. As if they're saying, "Stupid girl, you're about to get murdered. Watch your back. They're right behind you." The last thought has me gasping and turning around, though I know no one is actually behind me. My stupid fucking brain is a little bit too imaginative. A trait that works wonders for my career, but I don't fucking appreciate it in this very moment. Forging on at a quicker pace, I make my way down the stairs. Immediately, I turn on the lights, wincing from the brightness that burns my retinas. Better than the alternative. I would die on the spot if I was searching around with a single beam of light and found someone lurking in my house that way. 1 second, no one is there, and the next second, hello, there's my murderer. No fucking thank you. When I don't find anyone in the living room or kitchen, I whip around and turn the knob on my front door. It's still locked, which means that whoever left somehow managed to relock the door. Or they never actually left. Sucking in a sharp breath, I storm through the living room and into the kitchen, gunning straight for the knives. But I catch a glimpse of something resting on the island out of my peripheral, freezing me in place. My eyes jump to the item, and a curse escapes my lips when I see a single red rose resting on the countertop. I stare at the flower like it's a live tarantula, staring straight back at me and daring me to come closer. If I do, it'll surely eat me alive. Letting out a shaky breath, I pluck the flower from the countertop and roll it in my fingers. The thorns have been severed from the stem, and I get the strange inclination that it was done purposely to save my fingers from being pricked. But that notion is crazy. If someone is sneaking into my house at night and leaving me flowers, their intentions are the exact opposite of virtuous. They're trying to scare me. Curling my fist, I crush the flower in the palm of my hand and throw it in the trash, and then I resume my original mission.
Oh, shit.
I rip open the drawer, the silverware clanking loudly in the silence, and then slam it shut after selecting the largest knife. I'm too pissed to be quiet and sneaky. Whoever is hiding in here will hear me coming from a mile away, but I don't care. I have no desire to hide. I'm seething now. I don't like someone thinking they can just break into my home while I'm sleeping upstairs. And I especially don't like someone making me feel vulnerable in my own house. And then, to have the audacity to leave me a flower like a fucking weirdo, they may have made that rose powerless by clipping its thorns. But I will gladly show them a rose is still fucking deadly when it's shoved down their throat. I thoroughly check the main and second floor, but don't find anyone waiting for me. It isn't until I'm at the end of the hallway on the second floor, staring at the door that leads to the attic, that my search comes to a screeching halt. I'm frozen to the spot. Every time I try to force my feet forward, berating myself for not searching every single room in the manor, I can't bring myself to move. Every single one of my instincts is screaming at me to not go near that door, that I will find something terrifying if I do. The attic was where Nana would often retreat, spending her days up there knitting while humming a tune, several fans blowing at her from every direction during the summertime. I swear I hear those tunes coming from the attic some days, but I can't ever bring myself to go up there and look. A feat that I apparently won't ever come tonight, either. I don't have the courage to go up there. The adrenaline fumes are running out, and exhaustion is weighing heavily on my bones. Sighing, I drag my feet back down to the kitchen to grab a glass of water. I chug it in 3 swallows before refilling and emptying it again. I slump down on the bar stool in front of the island, finally setting the knife down. A thin layer of sweat dampens my forehead, and when I lean over and rest it against the cold marble countertop, it sends chills throughout my body. The person is gone, but my house isn't the only thing they intruded on tonight. They're in my head now, just like they fucking wanted. Someone broke into my house last night. I confess, my phone trapped between my ear and shoulder. The spoon clinks in the ceramic mug as I stir my coffee. I'm on my second cup and it still feels like I have dumbbells for eyes and my lids are in a losing weightlifting battle. After the creep left last night, I couldn't fall back asleep. So I went through the entire house, confirming all the windows were locked. Finding that they were unsettled me more. Every single door and window had been locked before and after they left, so how the fuck did they get in and out? Hold on, you said what? Someone broke into your house? Daya shrieks. Yep, I say. They left a red rose on my countertop. Silence. Never thought I'd see the day Daya Pearson is speechless. That's not all that happened, though. Just the worst of it in the grand scheme of last night's fuckery, I suppose. What else happened? She asks sharply. Well, Grayson is an asshole. He was in the middle of trying to locate a mysterious hole in my neck with his tongue when someone pounded on my front door. And I mean, like, hard. We went and looked, and no one was there. I'm assuming it was my new friend that did it. Are you fucking serious? I go on to explain the rest. Grayson's douchery. I got hung up on complaining about that just a bit. Then his fist going into my wall and his dramatic exit. I don't mention the safe and the diaries I found or what I read in them. I haven't processed it yet, or the irony in reading her sordid love story, and then someone breaking into my house the same night. I'm coming over today, Daya declares when I finish. I have to clean out the house today to prepare for renovations, I counter, already exhausted from the thought of it. I'll help then. We'll day drink to keep it interesting. A small smile forms on my face. Daya has always been a great friend to me. She's been my best friend since middle school. We kept in contact after graduation, even after we both moved away to different colleges. Our lives only allowed us to see each other for holidays and an annual haunted fair the past several years. I dropped out of college after a year and pursued my writing career, while Daya got a degree in computer science. Somehow, she wormed her way into some hacker group and is pretty much a vigilante for the people, exposing the government's secrets to the public. She's the biggest conspiracy theorist I've ever met, but even I can admit that the shit she finds is disturbing and has too much evidence to be considered a theory anymore. Regardless, both of our jobs allow us ample amounts of freedom in our day-to-day life. We're luckier than most. I really appreciate that. I'll see you soon, I say before hanging up. I sigh and look over at the diaries sitting on the island in front of me. I haven't finished reading the first book yet, and I'm nervous about continuing. With every passing word, I want to reject Gigi. Almost as much as I want to be her. April 12th, 1944. He came back again. I dare say I would be disappointed if he didn't. John left for work, and Serafina went off to school. The minute the house emptied, I waited by the window. Not my proudest moment, I must admit. This time, he walked into the house. I froze when he did, terrified of what he would do, but also anticipating his next move. When he revealed the entirety of his face to me, without shadows concealing his features, my breath caught. He's beautiful, piercing blue eyes, a strong jawline, and big, so very big. He approached me, still refusing to speak.
Big penis.
He caressed my face with his fingers so gently. He circled around me, letting his fingers drift across my skin. I shivered beneath his touch, and he smiled. His smile made my heart stop in my chest. And then he left. Walked out without a word. I almost pleaded for him to come back, but I stopped myself. He'll be back. Chapter 4.
All right. And, yeah. Woo, goddamn. Goddamn. Homeboy sure is, making an impression. I am sure the guy from the previous chapter is the one that left the rose and so on and so forth. Man, hey, we're putting together the puzzle pieces, man. You know, one chapter at a time, one Thursday at a time, man. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Whew. Hope you've been enjoying the book so far, man. Because, man, it's getting good. It's getting good. Very good. All right, we're going to go ahead and we have some Patreon scenarios we're going to go ahead and close the show out with. And, yeah, that'll be that. All right. So, our first one is never and ever use Tinder. All right. This coincides with our thread. Let's see. This experience had me go to therapy, so this is how it went. I was going for a match on Tinder because my ex-girlfriend broke up with me due to my alcohol addiction. So I met this girl on Tinder. She was beautiful, she was gorgeous, and she was cute. So we talked and she texted me this, let's meet. I texted her, of course, because she's kind and beautiful. Okay. But that's the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. It was like 9 p.m. at night, and she texted me that she will come to my house at 10 or 11 p.m. God damn, that's late. She said to me to send my address, so texted it to her. I know it was a bad idea, but I was so dumb at the time. After a few hours, I heard a knock on my door. I saw a man. I'm going to do my best to describe him. He was, I think, a part of a gang that robs people. Oh, shit. He has a lot of tattoos on his body. Most likely his hand. So I'm a gang member. All right, cool then. Most likely on his hand, he has a few gang members with him. So the next thing I know, he tried to shoot me, and all the members robbed my house and stole everything from me. Good thing is my neighbor heard it and called the police. Soon the police came. Soon they came, but I'm thinking, like, what if my neighbor didn't hear me scream or the police is late to come? What if I would have been a corpse by now? Yo! She is a huge red flag, and I think what it was is I don't even think the girl existed. I think what they were doing is they were just, like, trying to get gullible dudes to get them to give up their address. Oh my God. Like I said, man, at the top of the show, dude, Tinder and those kind of dating websites, bruh, I don't use them. Not me, chief. Because shit like this will happen. Damn, man. Yeah, that is, woo. Damn. Those dudes fucking robbed him, bro. That is wild. He thought, oh yeah, I'm about to go on a date with a girl. She about to come over to my crib all late at night. If I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't have accepted a girl. This is the first time we're meeting. I wouldn't accept a girl coming over that late. Fuck no. I'd be like, nah, you got to come like during the day and, you know, like, nah, not at no 10, 11 p.m. What the fuck are you thinking, bro? You know, like, that's how gullible you are. Nah, bro, not me. No, I would not accept a girl coming over that late, and this is the first time we meet, and because of some crazy shit like that. Oh, all right. We have our last scenario. Like I said, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole podcast. If you'd like to get your scenario onto the show, $3 a month, get you an exclusive episode, exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to have your scenario on the show, like these two people here. All right, we got our last scenario. I'm sleeping with my boss's young daughter. Ooh. My superintendent's daughter started working with my crew around 6 months ago now. We started off being really close friends, but now it's escalated to going out drinking together and fucking after / sleeping over. Problem is, I'm young looking, 40, and she's 21, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a clue how old I am. The only time it's ever come up in conversation, she said I look 28, and I just laughed it off. Didn't correct her or anything. I'm more than sure if my boss found out, he would fire me because of the age difference, and not sure how she's going to react when she eventually finds out I'm 40. All I got to say to you, man, is smash the coochie while you got it and enjoy it while you got it, bro. Because there will be a time where she finds out some way, somehow. I don't know how she'll find out, but hey, some way, somehow she'll find out. And then the boss will know, so on and so forth. And that's what kind of sucks, because it's like if the boss knows, then you could get fired and you might have a good job. Oh, I'd be very careful. Let's just be honest, bro. I'd be very, very careful. I'd be very wary. I would even talk to her a little bit about it. Like, hey, how would your dad feel about, what I mean, what we're doing and stuff like that? If I'm being honest with you, yeah, dude, I would kind of start fessing up things. Like I said, I'd enjoy the coochie while I got it. I'd enjoy it for what it is right now, 100%. But I would be very wary, because you are playing with your job, and that's kind of scary. I mean, we've had a couple scenarios on the show, where there was one guy, he has a family and everything, and he caught his boss cheating, and the boss was just like, and I told him, I was like, bro, shut up. Don't say nothing. You know what I mean? You saw nothing that day. Don't let it be nothing. It ain't nothing. Let it go. You know what I mean? Because it's like, dude, when you're playing with your job like that, you do not want to fucking lose your job, especially if it's a good job. Now, I don't think he really has a family or anything like that, of course, but, it's like you're in a really good spot and you're 40 years old. Got a lot going for you. But then think about it. You lose this job and you kind of got to start all over again. It's going to be really tough with your age, so on and so forth. So, good luck on you, man. All I know is I would just enjoy the coochie while I got it. I would definitely try to get with her and be like, hey, how would your dad feel about... Because even if you just lose her, that's fine. As long as you don't lose your job. Like if you lose her, so what? Who cares? You can get another girl. But getting another job that pays that well and, that is good, that's the point of contingency. So I would talk to her and be like, hey, what would your dad think if, he knew that we were doing what we were doing, you know what I mean? And then try to just gauge it off of that. Because if she feels like that, her dad probably wouldn't be all about it, then I'd have a serious conversation. But if her dad's like, I don't know, and he might be all right with it, blah, 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 I would just kind of play it by ear. But yeah, good luck on that one, brother. Good luck on that one. But that's going to go ahead and end today's show for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the thread. Hopefully you guys enjoyed chapter 2 and 3 of Haunting Adeline. And the 2 scenarios we have. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show, downloading, rating the podcast, all that good stuff, man. Thank you guys so much for all the support on TikTok, Instagram. And yeah, man, 2024 is about to be a lit year. We're about to, be doing some great things, innovating, and adding new segments to the show, while also keeping it very similar. I want to keep the show, very familiar and very similar, where we go over a thread, we go over you guys' scenarios, and like I said, I want to keep the show enjoyable and feel like it's new but familiar for you guys. So hopefully 2024 we can do that and keep growing the Am I the Asshole podcast fam. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.